Okay, so gonna try and do a little bit of a test here with a Dragon Knight tank on the PTS. And originally I thought that when I got all the gear that I had like everything imaginable. All sets, all traits. Not necessarily true. Actually, just flat out not true. So pretty much everything I got was divines. Quick character look here, all points in stamina. And you can see my base stats right there. Running all the armor sets are divines. It's all heavy with skill points in one-handed shield and heavy. I'll go over that in a sec. But got the Atronach, and right now I'm running Bistat Health Stam Food. It's an orc, obviously. So that's what it's looking like right now. Buffed, ready to go, except for putting on hardened armor, which will come close to maxing my resists, but when I can get in there and either farm my own armor or craft a set that has some reinforced stuff, it'll help. And I won't have to worry about having to cast hardened armor. Alright, so skills. We'll look at that real quick. Heavy armor right there, all of those. Quick tool tips on them. So I have slotted this one on my main bar. Don't know that I will run it all that much. Glad I looked at this. I need to slot it. Well, normally I would slot my range taunt on right bumper, but it's not on there right now. And if I'm going to go in here solo, don't know that it matters. It's not like I need to taunt anything. Go ahead and look at these real quick. Tooltip those for you. Alright, so I went with green blood. Normally I run, or under the current version that's live, I run the coagulating dragon blood. But the tooltip has changed a little bit on coagulating versus green blood. Coagulating now bases its healing strictly off of your spell damage plus 33% depending on how much health you're missing. So the tooltip on it at first was like, well, it was under 1,000 point heal. So this one now does 37% of missing health. I've got max points in blessed. At the time when I was looking at the tooltip on coagulating, I didn't have on armor or champion points assigned yet, so it could have been more, but still I don't see how it would add it to where it would be more than maybe a couple of thousand hit points heal plus the up to 33%, which this looks like it would go up to 37% more depending on how much health you're missing. So in short, I thought this looked like it was still the better option. So real quick, I'm going to see if I can look at gear. I have put enchantments on all of this stuff. So I'm going to see if... So right now, and I'm wondering if this is because I'm wearing a costume. This is the new Warden costume. So I enchanted all this stuff, but as you see, there you can't see the enchantments on any of the armor. I didn't have sets that I especially liked for tanking, but you know, I wanted to see, like, I thought this might work for a good test because wanted to see what the ability was to simulate an Imperial Dragon Knight, where you got the periodic heal from Red Diamond. So this will simulate that, since we're going to be using one-handed shield taunt a lot when we're tanking. So that right there will get that heal periodically from that. Alright, so I'm going to take this costume off real quick and see if it reveals the enchantments that are on there. And it didn't. And even trying to enchant it doesn't show what it is. So, in short, the enchantments I put on there, most of the bigger pieces I put on Hakejo. So the head, chest, I think shoulders and legs, I went with Hakejo. The smaller pieces I went Stam. The shield isn't showing it either. I put Stam on the shields. Now the neck you'll be able to see to help compensate for the fact that we have lost some ability for reduced spell cost and reduced stamina cost. I did one magicka reduction on the neck, and then these are block reductions. I'll also try and make some armor that's got some sturdy or something when I get those unlocked. With this right here, none of it's unlocked, and I still have to train up the crafting stuff. So more to come on that. As far as weapon enchantments, I didn't have Crusher, but you know, for the purpose of this test, I don't know that matters all that much. I did go ahead and put the shielding enchantment on that one to try and see, and this is the one I'll be using the most, main bar, so to try and help with damage mitigation. Also, all the weapons were precise or sharpened. In this particular set, the Resilient Yokita, they were all precise. Anyway, so there's the armor set. I'm going to go ahead and put back on my costume just because I'm digging the new costume right now. And I've dyed it. I made it blue and white. Okay, so I'm looking at going into Spindle Clutch 1 here. Currently, I have the difficulty set to normal. I'm going to come in here and see how, just blocking for a while, how that's going to affect me and what's going to happen with using some of my regen stuff from, you know, popping Igneous or, well, either Igneous Weapons or Igneous Shield. I don't need maneuvers on right now. I'm going to go ahead and put hardened armor back on there. And then main bar, just because I normally run it, I'm going to go ahead and put, oh, it's an Undaunted. Put this back on. And, you know, I don't know if Inner Fire or Inner Rage is going to be the better one. Don't know what's going to happen with my resources right now. With the unknowns on stamina and magicka management, just don't know what's going to happen. So I went with the magicka morph, and just planning on having to do some respecking anyway to properly test this. For grins, I'm going to go ahead and slot a crown potion that they gave me. habit here. Can't pass up a runestone. So spindle 1, normal. To keep this relatively short, I'm not going to try and complete this. Well, beyond that, I'm on a tank, and even if I could heal myself all the way to the end and sustain, it would just take forever. So I can already tell that I'm having some magicka issues as it is. Of course, running like this solo, I am using more magicka than I probably normally would as a tank. Oh, you can also see the buff tracker that's going on down there at the bottom. the best tanking helmet and shoulders that it gave me for Monster was Pirate Skeleton. As you've seen, I'm having to run that, keep turning it into a skeleton. They didn't have any other tanking sets except for like Swarm Mother. And since I'm a Dragon Knight, that's a waste. Alright, so here we are. First boss. Last fight that I'll do for this. You can see I'm using the one-handed shield ultimate. I kind of don't see the point in running the... Sorry, I have trouble thinking and fighting. Aggressive Warhorn when I'm soloing. I'm going to switch to using the aggressive Warhorn right now just to simulate what it would be like in more of a fight that you'd expect as a tank. Having to heavy attack to get some stam back. So hopefully that will give you a little bit of an idea about what your resource management is going to look like if the mechanics stay the same as they are right now. So hope this helped.